Okay, today I'm going to talk about a couple of things. On the 11th of April, the new moon, I did a sort of an asking or an intention. I did my chanting and blessings in my yard. Now, this is new to me, to do my timing for what I ask for, what I'm looking to manifest, in such a way that I'm following the moon calendar. But at some point along the way, I decided that it was kind of important, and I'm going to shuffle while I'm talking to you. It was kind of important along the way that I get into a cycle. And, in lots of ways, this information is not really all that readily available to us. That culturally, we do function in cycles, and to get in touch with that is to principally get in touch with a part of yourself that is necessary in understanding. And why am I talking about this today? Well, I did my work on the 1st of April, or on the 11th of April, excuse me, and I've noticed something that is rather interesting. The intentions I set, or the things I was looking to manifest, without fail, what I asked for on the 11th of April is coming to pass. And then we have our April full pink moon, where that's going to be a kind of energy where things are just kind of coming to their fullest potential. If you think of it, being pregnant in 9 months, into the pregnancy, or 40 weeks, you have a baby, right? Well, the intentions that I set, the things that I felt mattered for this cycle, have in all ways kind of come to pass. And there's several things I could say about that. Where I have a home that I've been needing to sell for a while, because it really, quite frankly, I need to have less burden right now with my health as it is than more burden. And so that was one of the areas where attention got placed, and that house is now working its way through the process of being sold. So just to give you some idea that, yes, setting your intentions, bringing them to a full fruition. So this new moon, full moon stuff is kind of important. And on the 11th of May, I intend to do yet another new moon intention. So I just want to kind of make you aware of, maybe, that this is something I'm now doing because I feel it's so important. And then I'm going to be adding another process to my YouTubing skills. I ordered runes, and I have been now using runes daily, but I've been using a form of electronic runes. And I am going to start using runes as a means to understand the story as well. So today, what I'm asking the cards, and we're going to use the Voyager Tarot, we're just simply going to ask about the moon cycles, and is it appropriate to follow them? And again, I'm not on camera right now. I'm not going to be on camera. I went through a pretty hectic process. What I have is, in some simple terms, is I have a thyroidectomy. I've had my thyroid removed due to some illness that I had earlier on, and basically, at this time, I'm making a good deal of thyroid with no thyroid. So, it's clear that I busted through, and I put some tissue places that didn't belong. So, now they're starting to kind of get a handle on that, and they're kind of helping me move forward, so, which is good. I'm feeling a whole lot better. I don't feel like I'm going 100 million miles an hour because I'm so hyperthyroid, and you don't expect to be hyperthyroid when you don't have a thyroid. That just isn't something that naturally occurs. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and select 5 cards. I'm going to use Voyager Tarot, and we're just simply asking the cards about moon cycles. How does that factor in? And I'm finding myself, like, wow, what a difference, just kind of getting into a flow or a cycle, and being a part of a, kind of a flowy process. That's maybe more important than I thought. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and for our foundation, we get the 7 of crystals. Okay, let's go ahead and put the rest of the sleight of hand, the magician. A star. Okay. 8 of crystals. Okay, the Emperor and the 8 of cups. Okay. And I like to just put these out. This is a reading that I pretty much myself and my co-reader came up with as a means for providing a reading. We were going to do love readings with this, and then we kind of decided that this was good enough that we decided we were going to just go ahead and use it. Okay, so the question is dullness, 7 of crystals. This is our foundation, our first card. The mind is like a crystal and can be rock heavy, okay? It can be dense and opaque. And dullness of the mind or mentality that lacks curiosity. So it's saying, you know, to take some curiosity and work it through, you know. It's basically flights of the imagination, okay? Outside ideas and inspiration. All of these things can be yours. Basically, if you want to get past your thinking, open yourself up to a higher cosmic process, such as following the cycles of the moon. Now, you know, for a long time, I was a little nervous about following the cycles of the moon. I'm going to put my camera up just a little bit. I was a little nervous about it because, well, you know, does that mean that I'm a Wiccan, or, you know, that I'm a witch? You know, witches get burnt at the stake. You know, the kind of the messaging that we have is pretty sickening, if you want to know. I don't appreciate any of it, but no, are you participating in something evil if you follow a cycle of the moon? No, you're not, you know, but boy, we sure want, you know, people to feel uncomfortable with themselves for sure. Okay, and then our next card is the Magician, you know, that sleight of hand, you know, that process of keeping us from doing our personal work, okay? And this is saying that like a fetus or dependent child, you live in faith in the order of the universe. And know that you're taken care of. So, yes, there are some cycles available for us. In accepting this trust and law of the universe, you can relax and be yourself, okay, and take risks and play. You know, that you have that ability. You have a multiplicity of talents. You basically can do, and you can basically, as you can see, have what you want and need in life. You know, you see 4th of July, that ecstasy, that happiness in the card. You can have that. But it does take some awareness. And do note the moon up in the corner, that full moon. Well, we just had that pink full moon of April, which was a fairly big deal in terms of manifesting and then bringing to fruition. And for me, it was a huge deal. I was able to accomplish a lot from the 11th to the full moon, and intend to do it again on the 11th of May, okay? And then we get the Star card, okay? And the Star card, let me just look at that. That's a 17. So the Star card symbolizes the law of luminosity. So yes, going back to that process, you are the light. Self-esteem comes with recognizing the star that you are. Self-recognition, okay? And it brings attunement or attainment. You are seen as a star by acknowledging your own star quality. So you are what you put your energy into. You receive inspirations from the heavens. So yes, it's a very good idea to go ahead and ask ask for guidance. And again, the new moon's coming up on the 11th, and I would really strongly encourage you to invest yourself in understanding that there are cycles, and that doesn't mean that you need to be labeled, you know. And myself, I'm kind of over the label. I mean, it is, you know, my family, I grew up in a very Christian, well, non-practicing, practicing Christian home. Like we all have some kind of, story, I'm sure, that way. But our anchor card, okay, this is the center of the reading. This is these two cards, the Seven of Crystal and the Eight of Crystals, are really what this story is all going to be about. It's about getting in synthesis. It's about the multifaceted nature and versatility of your mind. Like integrated structures of the crystal, you are able to synthesize diverse ideas and mental qualities. Okay, so it starts out just by asking, getting over that dullness of thinking, okay, and stepping into a process of synthesis is a very liberating and freeing process. And for myself, I'm just kind of amazed, if you want to know the truth, because there was just some really big things going on for me in my life where I was having trouble with a renter taking advantage of us due to COVID. I was having trouble with getting them. This person actually abandoned the property and basically failed to say the truth, and then attempted to get services and payment for COVID relief that wasn't even legally right. And it was a very confusing situation for us. What do we do? Yes, of course we care that you're having financial troubles during COVID, but this for us is almost a year worth of financial trouble. Okay, I lost my camera because it got too hot, but we were talking about the Eight of Crystals, kind of the chaos that maybe I've been going through as a result of COVID and the trouble I've had with renters. I've just had one particular renter, but as of now, my full moon coming to fruition, that is now resolved, and this person's now moved on. And for that, I'm ever so grateful. But again, why am I telling you this? Well, because, if it worked for me, I believe it could work for you. And May 11th is the next full moon. So I strongly encourage you to maybe consider this energy. Okay, and then down here, so this is my foundation card. This is my anchor card. So you can see where I've gone from dullness into some synthesis as a result of my willingness to do this work with the full moon and the half moon, or the new moon. Okay, and then we get the Emperor. Basically. It's the laws of material and worldly development. The Emperor is a builder who contributes to the material evolution of the world, okay? As a father in Aries, you are the pioneer, and your Aries Mars is your survival, okay? For yourself and the world at large. Your ambitions and aspirations compel you to move ahead on your new plans and visions. So, yeah, set your intentions. Ask for what you need. May 11th is the next one. Basically, what do you want? What do you need? Build your empire. Possess the mental clarity and the emotional strength, to ask for what you want clearly and define that you want. Watch ego, because the negative side is that you don't want to be controlling and negative, right? So this isn't about that. This is about letting go and finding a higher purpose through a cycle. So that is just beautiful. And then our final card is the Eight of Cups. That looking over things, that sense of stagnation, looking over what all has gone on, and deciding how you feel about it, right? We do live in some funny times. I mean, I think COVID has kind of put us all in a state of some awareness, and this is the stagnation card. Okay, we were at the Eight of Cups, stagnation, and my camera lost connection. So stagnation is the emotional fatigue or indolence and flatness you feel when things have begun to run downhill, and I think largely that is how I felt, and they become sticky and swampy. Stagnant waters, blocked and frozen waters, dry and muddy waters, or flat, suffocating and drowning flowers, closed up and dead fallen leaves, unusable. All of the cups, unusable, okay? The oozing liquid floral abundance symbolizes the stagnation you experience as a result of overdoing, overindulging, overdosing, and debauchery. Useless cups, dried up leaves, and water represents the stagnation from boredom and routine. So yes, take a chance, make a choice, and it'll equal change. It's up to you. The closed vase in the center means that this is a time for emotional rest. Where we've come to fruition of the moon, and by shutting down all systems and going within yourself and conserving energy, you will rejuvenate and revitalize yourself. It's a process symbolized by the spring greenness of the vase itself. Remember that all life comes out of the swamp, so be patient and know that new life is germinating. And as I've said, the reason for myself doing this, kind of deciding that the moon rituals are for me, is it was personal. I was getting tired of feeling like, things just weren't aligning. And so, yeah, that 8 of crystals, almost a year of not collecting rent, and, with stage 4 cancer, it's been a difficult year for sure. I know that for myself, and for those who, get my readings on Twiggy by Design on Facebook, those are readings I do for myself, and that is actually a larger story that's going to become my book, 365 Days of Tarot, My Healing Journey, because each and every day I'm doing the work it's taking to my shadow work, what it takes to heal. And with that, I would like to invite you to join myself and my lovely co-reader, Pearl Rowland, over on www.twiggy.com, where we would be just delighted to provide you a personal reading. We read tarot, astrology, and numerology. And if you'd like a reading, go check us out. We also have reports available in all the above categories, and with the exception of tarot, because it does take someone interpreting the cards to get a reading. But my reports are all in a tarot card style. So I've carried on the tarot throughout the entire process, with the exception of numerology. That doesn't really operate quite the same way. But with that, I thank you very much for joining myself today, and please do check us out over on Twiggy.com. Please do hit the like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you very much for joining me.